Titans, Colts right after the bumper.
Easy. Hey, Ken!
We can't run it to the right.
Hey, come on, Nate, come on.
We're going to run it to the left, but we probably shouldn't.
I run through the pad like I'm Derrick Henry.
Isn't it crazy when your favorite NFL player or one of your favorite NFL players was once a rivalry of your favorite college football team? That's the situation I be finding myself in. Like, just years ago, I was rooting against Derrick Henry. Now, like, I want this man to dominate every Sunday. Yeah, it's just coming off the Iron Bowl where we did get demolished by Alabama. It was like 42-13, so it's crazy. But let's get into this Titans versus Colts. And yeah, man, let's start with Derrick Henry, man. All hail King Henry, bro. Dude, this man, he needs to be MVP finalist for sure, because he's going ham this whole year. I mean, he's just getting better, and he tends to get better towards the end of the year going to the playoffs. So let's get into it. By halftime, he already was touching 140 with 3 touchdowns. So, I mean, he ended up with 178 yards. And after this game, you know, he leads the NFL with 1,257 yards and 12 touchdowns. So, dude is playing phenomenal. And at this pace, like, he's on pace for like 1,800 yards. But if he can reach like 1,900 yards, he's going to be in strong consideration for the MVP, especially when you think about it was what Russell Wilson probably beat Pat Mahomes just because the quarterback position is just so coveted. But I think Russell Wilson maybe have fallen out just a little bit. Kyler Murray was in there, but he just lost to Cam Newton, who also was a player for Auburn, one of my probably my favorite player of all time, really, Cam Newton, and favorite college football player of all time. But you know, he became the 3rd player in franchise history to have back-to-back 1,200-yard seasons with 10 touchdowns, of course, behind Titans greats Earl Campbell and Chris Johnson. So, all praise to King Henry. And King Henry also praised his O-line, which very much deserved it. And speaking of O-line, that's going to get right into another thing from this Colts and Titans game that was just so spectacular is David Kessenberry getting his first NFL start. Now, if you guys don't know David Kessenberry, he is one of the better stories of the NFL. This dude is a cancer survivor, true warrior, true Titan. Him and Coach Vrabel actually were on the Texans together when Coach Vrabel was there for being a defensive coordinator. So, and if you notice, we bring in Texans all the time, and you know, people from that area, from Texas schools. So Vrabel stays very close to, you know, the people he comes in contact with, which is pretty good. And also, Vrabel has even credited David Kessenberry with helping his oldest son, Tyler, at Boston College becoming a successful tackle. So, you know, shouts out to David Kessenberry, incredible story. And, you know, I'm not sure, because you never know with Isaiah Wilson, because he hasn't gotten any PT yet this year. So I don't know if David Kessenberry is going to be the long-term answer, or if they're going to move Isaiah Wilson to the right side and move Dennis Kelly back to the left side. You know, I'm not sure. But he played well today with Lawan being out and with Tyson Brillo being out, who Tyson Brillo was playing real good at that backup spot. So hopefully Kessenberry, and I do trust him, as well as Vrabel, who, you know, put him there instead of starting Wilson and moving Dennis Kelly to the left. So nothing but all love for David Kessenberry. I mean, wish him best of luck, obviously, for the Titans. But yeah. So, man, did we miss Brett Kern? You know, the punter position is one of those positions where you can really take it for granted, because when a guy's doing his job good, you never think like, man, if he wasn't punting inside the 20 all the time, you know, we could struggle, or botching punts, you know what I'm saying? But man, having Brett Kern back is a good thing, especially when you realize how good he is. I mean, he best punter in the NFL, if you ask me, and ask a lot of people too. Pro Bowl punter for sure, especially in the AFC. So, yeah, when Bo Brinkley was you know, having his problem snapping that ball low, and then Brett Kern goes and gets hurt trying to make a play, and, you know, he was out, and we brought in Ryan Allen, who I thought would play pretty well, right? And the coaches disagree, and they bring in FedEx punter. And I mean, and the first time we played the Colts, the FedEx punter, Trevor Daniel, he was, if you ask me, man, he was responsible for us going down so bad and never really recovering. I mean, the botched punt for 17 yards, they score, and then what does a smart coach do? Yeah, let's bring on the heat. And David Long Jr. didn't even, he was surprised. He's doubling down, and here goes a guy shooting the gap, and there we go. Return for time. I mean, and that had a lot to do with but that's also coaching too, because like I said, Ryan Allen played well, so I don't understand why there was a switch there, but whatever. He came back the next game. He punted pretty well because they sent Ryan Allen to the practice squad. So it's just glad to have him back. And I mean, he played well too, man. He had 4 punts with a 40-yard net, and all 4 of his punts were inside the 13-yard line. He had one on the Colts 6, one on the Colts 8, one on the Colts 12, and then one on the Colts 13. So huge piece. Yeah, man, Brett Kern's just a great player. I'm so excited to have him back because we are starting to play some of our best football at this time. So we need all our players, all of them. If they are healthy, we definitely want to have them on the team, man. And we're going to talk about Corey Davis and talk about David Long a little bit, because Corey Davis is balling. And at this point, if you ask me today, if, at the beginning of the year, I was like, okay, Corey Davis is one of them players, like, we could see him walk because he was a high draft pick. He's probably looking at about, $17 million this year. I don't know if he deserved that money, but, man, every week you see him play, you're like, I don't think we can let him walk. And I know the Giants, I don't know if you guys know, but the Giants, like their little camps or whatever, it's been rumored that they're actually looking to go after Corey. And I'm not sure. And J-Rod, he doesn't mind letting a player walk if he doesn't think you deserve, the contract you're looking for. So I don't know. I really want him to stay, but I could see if he goes and gets the money, especially go with the Giants. I mean, they're up and coming team, So I really would love to see him stay, but you never know, man. You never know. But Corey Davis got a medallion from a fan before the game, in honor of his brother who had passed before the first Colts game. We keep circling around to these first Colts games, and how everything circled around and got better within 3 weeks, which is great, because if you look at all the stuff before the Colts game they were talking about, and then you look at after the Colts game, we're in a pretty good position. So, good for that. And we beat the Ravens in between. So, very, very good position going into Monday. But, a fan gave him a medallion in honor of his late brother, which is super cool. And also, I did not know that David Long Jr., who I just recently spoke of, he also lost his brother earlier this month. His brother's name was Keith DeWitt. I'm sure that's how you say it. But, yeah, man. But David Long also, even with his brother passing, he played significant snaps for us, today. He had like 3 stops and he had a breakup. So that's really good, you know what I'm saying? And, yeah, man. I just really hope to see Corey Davis come back, and those guys play with heavy hearts, and very much respect to both of them, man. Incredible players for us. And speaking of incredible players, let's talk about Breon Borders, because this dude definitely needs to be back next year, especially with the corner, how we started off at corner this year. Breon Borders is incredible, man, and as the season's going on, our defense is getting better all around. I don't know what Kevin Byard, Kevin Byard's been a little slow lately, but our defense overall is getting a whole lot better, which is the perfect time for us to be clicking on all cylinders going into the playoffs. Yeah, and Breon Borders, he's been playing good ever since he's been here. And if you just look at his first game against the Colts, he was the best defensive player on the field for that game. He played 70 snaps, and he had an 84.3 coverage grade. He was the highest graded Titan in that game, on defense. You know what I'm saying? With 10+ snaps. You know what I'm saying? So, dude's playing pretty good. And I was a little mad when he dropped that pick 6. you know, that was the easiest pick six you could ever got from Phillip, right? But he did make it up. He got an interception late in the game, so. But man, they were physical tonight, man. Physical, and I love to see it. They were a physical football team tonight. Um, really was getting in the Colts' face, and you know I like it when they play like that. So, you know, hopefully we can keep it up, man, because you know we have a chance to really go undefeated for the rest of the year. Because we don't play nobody that I think is just better than us. I think we can beat up on every team going forward for the rest of the year. So. And last but not least, you know, I know this video is getting kind of long, but we're going to talk about AJ downtown, first down, downtown Brown. This dude, bro, I mean, between him and Derrick Henry, bro, I think we have the best two big players in the league, honestly. Honestly, man, the 1-2 punch and then Tannehill being as efficient as he is and, you know, offering those 10 wheels that he got, dude, like if our defense could just, you know, not give up big plays, we're the best team besides the Steelers and the Chiefs in the league by far, honestly, because we can play with anybody. You know, AJ Brown might be the best, like, you know, like middle of the field catcher there is in the NFL, you know, because he's so good on those crossing routes, man. And you know, him and Tannehill and Derrick Henry, I mean, from the play action to AJ hands, I mean, dude, they are lethal, man. And he gets a lot of yards after the catch. He's like once he gets the ball, he's like a running back. Like you cannot bring him down. You know what I'm saying? Very, very good after he gets the ball. You know, he got a pass from Tannehill that gave him a 69-yard touchdown. I mean, every time he gets the ball, I mean, this guy is ready to score. And, you know, he finished with 4 catches for 98 yards. And even with, you know, with a cherry on top, he even got an onside kick for a 42-yard touchdown. So, dude is amazing. We played really well. I'm thinking about, for the next video, talk about the Pro Bowls. I'll probably do that tomorrow. Think about what players are actually going to the Pro Bowl. Because I think, you know, the conversation, like, we played enough games. We know who's been playing well this year. So, that's going to be all for this one. I wanted to, you know, talk about the Titans versus the Colts game. It was a very good game, man. See you guys soon. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, a comment. I will respond immediately. All right. Thank you, guys.